sorry, we both look so bloody awful. It's really, really late at night. It's not going to work with the glasses, babe. You've got to take
I'm a
them off.
detective from Swansea.
Swansea.
Why are they so dark from Swansea in this?
I know.
Yeah, and we've just watched the final episode of Keeping Faith.
What are we going to do with ourselves on Thursdays? What are we going to do? Oh my God,
I can't
it was
tell you
so
how crestfallen
good.
I feel.
Firstly, Steve Baldini has sold the drugs from strange blonde woman who says she got her between the sheets.
I feel like in a bad dream sometime I had a thing with Gail.
Do you?
Yeah, I feel
I know
like
what you mean.
I feel like I know her. I feel like
She's
I've known
familiar.
her.
Anyway,
Very familiar.
As far as we understand, she gave Steve a load of drugs. Sorry, I've got the hiccups. And Steve sold the drugs and paid off
Faith's
debts to weird woman with the tattoo. Love that scene. She is the dark sadist.
She's the darkest tattooist
God,
woman.
Please God, if they are sensible enough and recommission and do a second series, we'll see more from Tattooed Lady.
I want to see more from the Tattooed Lady, and I want to see more from the bevy of beauties that was surrounding the car that time they robbed.
Yeah,
that was dark and twisted. And if you go that route, we're talking David Lynch and the Welsh Valleys. That is something else.
So social services has
Wonderful
gone
scene
to
in
court, really
wasn't
good
it?
in court.
Yeah.
I think that I had the problem that I had with it was that I felt that the lawyer for the social services was too extreme. Yeah, it would have been more functional.
Okay,
and she was too.
I know you keep saying that, but let's step back a minute. Faith's beautiful. She's a talented lawyer. She can multitask like no one I know in a crisis. I'm sure all the women in that local town hate her.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
There's a lot of anger. That was my only problem with it.
Okay.
I thought it was a really good,
I thought it was a powerful
scene. Again, Evan's mother was quite brilliant.
She's remarkable in her sort of brooding, silent malice.
And Faith was just fantastic.
And hang on a minute, I've got a man crush on our father-in-law.
I know, you've said that before.
I'm saying it again.
He was wonderful.
I'm
he
trying
came
to
in
model
because
my hair on his.
I was so cross with him last week when he wouldn't come and support her. So he turns up and of course overhears Faith's lawyer saying that, revealing the truth that Evan's mother had actually told Evan that he wasn't his father.
And as he's walking through court, he has to hear that. I thought that was very well done, actually. It could have been a bit sort of eggy that as he walks through.
He's such a good actor.
But there was something about it. I want to see more of him. I want to see more of his hair. I just think he's remarkable. And I thought there were a couple of moments in there where I made a note about how this feels like real guerrilla filmmaking, insofar as every actor is allowed, not in an indulgent way, but it feels like every actor and performer in this series are allowed moments of great intensity and inward sort of introspection.
It's given time.
In the characters. And for me, there was a moment just at the side of the court where absolutely nothing was happening, where the secretary walked in, she sort of paused and she walked away, and they held the shot for a long time on him. And I liked that. I thought it allowed you to sit with him.
It goes a bit arty, doesn't it? Like you say, usually there's not that breathing space allowed. So there was the long pause over the top shot in the court. And
I just feel that there's a great generosity within the series to the actors to be able to sort of occupy their parts quite well. And that court scene seemed to occupy quite a large part of the first third of it. And there was a moment where he walked past his wife, Evan's mother, and there was that line that he said, "Everything makes sense now. I knew you were unhappy," and I thought that was tragically sad.
Yeah, no, that's when he comes back to the house and
No,
she's
that was when he left the court. He looked
Oh,
to the
that's
side.
right. Yeah,
he looked to the side and he said it.
Yeah.
You're disputing everything I say tonight. It's
Darling,
quite frustrating.
Don't get like this. If I talk...
What?
What are you saying?
I'm not saying anything.
That's so annoying.
What's annoying?
I just said to you, yes, sorry, you were right. This is if you want to go and see our How to Stay Married So Far podcast, and you can learn how I put up with him.
Hang on a minute, I put up with you.
Well, how we put up with each other, that's very annoying. If something comes up that I don't agree with, I'm going to say it.
You correct me when you're wrong.
This is a realistic review. We're not doing a
right,
social media review.
You're damn right, this is really realistic.
It's so chippy of you.
What? Chippy?
Me.
Huh? What are we arguing about?
Check out our podcast, How to Stay Married So Far.
What are we actually arguing
I don't know, it was you. I don't know, why don't you pick up?
I can't remember because I'm so...
Because you're such an idiot.
Why are you being so aggressive?
I can't believe it. You started it, and now...
didn't start anything. This is a review. People have tuned in to listen to our review.
We can cut this out. We can cut this out, Mark. We can cut this out. And actually, again, she didn't have an awful lot to say, Evan's mum, but she said so much. And that final shot, I mean, we haven't even actually touched on the fact of how shocking it was that she came in as the witness against her.
Oh my God, I know, yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
what's her problem?
I don't know how Faith has held it together, to be honest with you. Terry, D.I. Williams looks like she's trying to wriggle clear because she seems like she's negotiating.
Sick.
But I've said from the get-go that the forensics guy, D.I. whatever his name is, the friend of Evan's dad. I've always said he was bent.
And I thought he was going to be the one to save her. How wrong was I now? But I've been so right on that thing.
Yeah, well, you've been so wrong on so many others as well. But Terry looking troubled again. I think Terry does troubled in a really good way. He's constantly beavering, constantly wondering.
We don't really get to the heart of
what's going on between him and his sister, and Evan's sister.
Yeah.
No. Evan's sister looked a bit happy at this time, but only for a moment. It does look like D.I. Williams is wriggling clear because forensic chap, friend of Evan's dad, kind of turns the tape off and you feel there's a sort of plea bargain thing going on there. That was all a bit unclear, in a good way.
Well, no, it wasn't. It turns out there's a way we can manage this.
Way we can manage this.
Like, oh my God. Yeah. And then you start to think, oh, maybe he is bent. But I still didn't really think he was.
I did. I thought he was from episode 1. Yeah. And then D.I. Williams visits Faith, knocks at the front door.
I was convinced Faith was recording her on her phone.
I thought Faith was going to punch her in the face. Because if she's anything like you in a row, she'd have just screamed blue murder and just stormed off. You know what I mean?
Should we stop the filming again and have another round?
Don't start. What basically transpires is everyone's as bent as everyone else. The only one who isn't bent, although I'm not wholly convinced, is Faith.
I'll tell you who I really liked in this episode because she was so there with Faith. Because in the first episode, you didn't believe these two women were going to be connected in the way that they are with her partner from the solicitors. You know, the one.
Yeah, she was great.
She's really good,
yeah,
and
really
I've liked watching their relationship.
Yeah, I have.
Grow. Because I don't think that they naturally liked each other, did they?
No, absolutely. There's some interesting flashbacks. A lot more of Evan in this one again.
Yeah.
Not as much as last time, but there was a scene there where he was talking to the really dark and twisted Swansea detective on the beach. She said, "Why don't you just go home and shag your wife and da-da-da-da."
Oh, she was so
horrible. I mean, so horrible. You could see him
really
going,
good.
bloody hell. Yeah,
she was a
brilliant.
bonkers psychopath.
Yeah, brilliant. But there was a little moment on the soundtrack that I really liked where it went a bit sort of abstract and David Lynch. There's a bit of David Lynch creeping into this, which I quite liked. Shocker of shockers, as if everything that's gone on isn't enough. Alice goes missing. Her daughter.
On her way back, because obviously Faith has won the custody of them back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
And knock on the door. She thinks the kids are being delivered back. And Alice has gone missing.
Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
What about the scene with the evil, wicked woman from Swansea trying to get the PIN number of her for
oh my God, and she was holding the phone up and laughing like...
And then she nicked her iPad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then what about the scene where she was phoning her anonymously and holding it up in the car park? She was like Dennis Hopper in Blue Velvet. Yeah. Just give her a mask to breathe into and you got the whole thing. And then we get a phone call inviting Eve to hook up with them in order to, potentially get your daughter back from Arthur in the boot of a car.
Oh, we always knew Arthur was involved because remember that time when she was coming home and he was looking out the window and he said, "She's coming back."
Well, yes, but I chose to think that he wanted to help her. But anyway,
he did. He's a bit of a hapless
He was trapped.
fool.
He was trapped. He was a
like
sort of petty criminal who was
Yeah.
trapped and beholden. Father-in-law decides to leave the house. There was a scene there where you said, "Mum..."
She's committed suicide.
Yeah, and it seems like you might be right.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Is she dead?
No, she's not dead yet, but she's going to die, as the daughter says.
Well,
but I think if they're going to have another series, I think she'll come back.
Yeah, but she looks so still, but she looks still in that way you do when you've had a lot of gin. So I didn't necessarily think she was dead. I just thought she was blasted. All right, so father-in-law leaves. As I said, forensic guy was crooked because Faith heads off to this puddled backlot somewhere and they all hook up. Nasty Swansea bitch is there with a gun. She's horrible.
She even got a bloody gun
out.
And let's give a little shout out to that wonderful actress, Alice. She's so
she's great.
Good.
She
great.
Was,
Mom. She just looked proper terrified. She was so good.
And I quite like this. It was a bit sort of cheesy, but in a good way. Arthur comes good.
Arthur comes good, but at least he did it well. Well, he did it so well. I thought he was an undercover policeman.
Yes, you did. Didn't you?
So, oh my God!
I had to remind her that he'd actually wrestled the gun from the Swansea woman. You thought he just pulled a gun and was a...
Oh, God, no. I knew he'd wrestled it from her, but I just thought he was undercover.
Just clearly your judgment tonight's a bit short.
Mark.
On most things. Now, major spoiler alert, this is the end of the show. So she's got her kids back.
I don't think we should tell them.
She somehow, Gail has got something on forensics guy. That was sort of, I must confess, I didn't quite get that.
We don't know what she's got.
Clearly he had enough for him to be worried and him say, Jesus Christ, everyone get out of here, basically.
It
was exciting. Anyway, so she heads back to the house. Kids, she's got the kids, lovely with the kids. Bigley with the kids Bigley. They didn't need a wall. They didn't need a wall. No wall. And Baldini rocks up. And I've never seen a more... Will they, won't they? Will they, won't they? Will they, won't they?
I thought it was a lovely not happened
Let's try it.
No.
Why not?
Because we've had an argument. I don't feel like doing it.
Yeah, but we could kiss and make up.
No.
That's a nice thing to do.
Mark, you are really annoying me now.
She turns to her children, and who's bloody well there?
Evan!
Now, I was...
it was brilliant.
It was great. I wanted to slap him.
It was so good. So did she. Didn't she give him a good look?
What the hell's going on with Baldini? Is she in... What, as a woman, was she into Baldini or not?
What she said to him when she was looking at him, I don't feel anything for you anymore. I'm here with Baldini.
What's going to happen? Is there a series 2?
Please let us.
Is there a series 2? Please. Come on,
We've loved it. Thank you, cast, crew, writers, directors. We've loved it. We've had a great Thursday night.
Yeah.
Every night for the last 8 weeks.
It's tested our marriage because, as you've probably sensed from this review, we've kind of got to breaking point. We don't like spending Thursday nights together, and hopefully we never will again. So there we go. Give us a kiss. Kiss.
Thank you, everybody, on keeping faith, and we look forward to the
second series, if there is one. I hope there is one.
Bye, all.